Patch notes 140 speedrun. Here we go. Special thanks. Glock and Gerda made Grim Internals. Some of those features have now carried over. Auto loot, yada yada. Everyone's happy. Deferred rendering. Way higher FPS for everyone. If you have a non-shit system, if you have DirectX 11 and you can run it, you're going to have huge FPS improvements. Also, very high particle settings. Makes disco lights in the dark when you cast spells. Really fun. Update to game difficulty. Normal's harder. Veteran's harder. Elite's harder. More XP in Veteran and Elite. It's good. And the vanilla content was updated harder. Good change. So now it's more on par with the expansions. Consistency of difficulty. Less mindless gameplay. Normal for pussies. Major new features. Auto loot for components, crafting, blah blah blah. Good, everyone's happy. Everyone wanted this for years. Only the devs didn't want to give it to us. And then they finally caved in, and every single player likes it. Monster health bars. They're great. I underestimated how much they streamline your runs and efficiency. Monster HUD. Everyone thinks it's too big and ugly. I never really gave a shit. Game options. No one cares. Crafting UI. Search bar. You can find recipes. Crafting. Way better quality of life. And Ashes of Mammoth. Search bar within your stash. You disorganized fuckers will never get lost again. You can always find your shit. Slathsar nerf in Shattered Realm. He's still one of the bitchiest bosses, but he's less of a bitchy boss. Also, all the vanilla nemesises are no longer sissies. They're buffed. They're good. Crucible map. You can now pick which Crucible map to play instead of or randomize it. But everyone's just going to do Crucible of the Dead. Or 80% of players. But great. Bone Rats and Rift Hounds look cooler now. Hooray! Spell FX doesn't matter, you'll figure it out. Many new updates for FX and yada yada yada. Projectiles look cooler. Flame Trails Blowout was reduced. Flames of Ignifar was reduced. Alexa's Flash Freeze looks cooler. Cool art. Just read it yourself and fucking see. Adjusted female idle positions. Poses to improve posture. There's a weird thing where if they wore long torso pieces, it would jut out towards the bottom like a little torso boner. And now they have straight spines and good posture, and generally the female models look better now. If you don't like this, you're a sexist, you're a transphobe, a homophobe, gramophone. Fix several issues, health, desync, and multiplayer. So basically when you're in multiplayer and you died and then you came back and your friends were still fighting the boss and the boss looked like it had 1 HP and you wail on it, it's not dying because it actually did have health but you desynced so it looked like you had no health on the boss. That'll be fixed more in more cases, or at least it should be. I already talked about the different difficulty increases. This one's fun. Improve stats on fixed quest items. So the green quest items you get, those one-offs, they're better now. I looked them over. They're significantly more useful. Low-level players, better experience because they suck at picking loot. Good. Reduced devotion shrine requirements on Elite and Ultimate. Good. It was just tedious. People were just skipping difficulties and going back to the earlier difficulties to try to save resources. It's just a way to make it a little less tedious if you want that option. All component blueprints now generate complete components instead of partial components, as it always should have been. So instead of getting 1/4 of a component, you spend 4 times the price and get the whole damn thing. God bless. Rune augments. Travel distance on rush runes was increased, and I swear the animation time was tweaked or something, or a placebo effect. I don't know. But rush runes feel a lot better. And teleport runes were nerfed in distance. Good. They were the most powerful ones. And damage and utility was increased on all runes. Runes are better. It's good. All legendary shields now do their damage type. That's good. Relic changes. Unfortunately, it looks like Annihilation is the only one that was like a really solid change. All the other ones you can potentially ignore. Maybe Ugel's Hugger is like okay for niche builds. Driege's Affliction is actually probably that one's actually probably good. But the rest kind of need to be looked at more. I was skeptical. Two-handers. Every two-hander that had +1 to all of a class's skills now has +2. All their plus skills that, like, if they had +2 to a specific skill, those are now like +4 usually. And some two-handers got buffs on top of the generic two-hander buff. Two-handers are amazing now. We can skip a bunch of the shit. Faction augments. Some of them are better now. How are we doing on time? Oh shit, we're doing great. Monster frequency. No, let's go over this augment stuff. Atef's Promise got defensive ability to 3%. That's great. Replace Bleed Resist with Health. Soleil's Glare. Replace Bleed Resist with Pierce Resist. That's really good. Replace Stun Resist, Petrify Resist with Stun Resist. That's always good. Stun Resist is great. So yeah, better augment competition. Always great. Always great. Yeah, here's where you get monster frequency perfected by it, but legendaries were too. They're just more specific in their changes. Basilisk Fang, it got some crazy shit. Now all these monster frequent stuff, it steps in the right direction. Steps in the right direction. This one's good. Bloody Crystal Nerf. From 24% bleed resist to 12% bleed resist. It's huge. It's a good change because it was so powerful. It's still better than Runic Topaz. So you're still gonna use two of them. It's stupid OP still, but it's more in the fair zone because now it doesn't make bleed resist trivial. It was so powerful before that bleed resist on all legendary armor became more worthless because you always could rely on Bloodied Crystal. Now Bloodied Crystal won't always cap your bleed resist by itself, so it's good. Amarasta Crusher. Spam Amarasta's Blade Burst. This weapon is so much fucking fun. Lots of changes. I'm not gonna skip. Two-handed stuff's good. Item. Just look at my item threads. I can cheat. Yes, we can cheat here. Go to my relic. Just look at any of the threads. Search me on the forum. Go to my threads. Go to activity. This is how I'm gonna cheat. Topics. Go to topics and look at any of my feedback threads, and they all link to each other, and that will get you a lot of these items were on my feedback thread. Some of them are definitely going to be removed from my lists because they're way better now. Some of them need to be tested to verify that they don't need to be on the list because they're good now, and some of the changes were sorely inadequate. I'm a big fan. I really like the Mythical Blood Orb of Chthon. Good changes. Lots of good fucking legendary changes. There's no way I'm gonna speedrun that shit. Watch my 45-minute summary if you really care. Just know they're like the vast majority of these are steps in the right direction, if not significant enough to make the end game feel comfortable with those items. Shit. How are we doing? Okay, I can do this. Alagast. Nerfed Stormbox, but buffed the Trojan Skyshard side. That's good. It's more balanced set now on both sides. Blight Lord, this was just to fix an exploit from Demon Slayer using it for Phantasmal Blades. The Blood Rager set got nerfed. It deserved it. That shit was fucking OP. Bonemonger is like the weirdest set ever. Fucking amazing stats, but nobody uses it for like its skill mods or all of its skill bonuses. Valinov makes like god tier builds with it for like fucking Aether weird shit, man. I don't know how to put it. Just it's a great set, but it's also kind of clunky in its design. Chill Whisper, unnecessary nerf. Dark One, Set Hood, just Shaman support, hooray. Death Guard, Shadow Strike support, Shadow Strike's great now. Death Mark, reduce physical resist, Death Mark, squishier now. Still really good damage mostly, but some nerfs, but it's fine. It's deserved nerfs, basically. And a lot of tankiness has been added to the game, so it's fine. Deception of Dreeg, 6% Fizz resist, and Chaos Delta's Acid. A lot of Chaos Delta Acid added to the set. The other problem of the set is that its resists are just barely overcapped. All the set needs is probably like another elemental resist and another something else somewhere on any of the items it uses. Even the non-set items it tends to pick, and that would probably lift the set up into decency. Invoker set got nerfed. Not really necessary, but it was the best Panetti's build. Demon Slayer got nerfed. Korba set kind of locks you into using the full set more, but you're going to be happier when you do it. Less of that Chill Strife bullshit. Chill Strife still need to be nerfed, though. Still, Chill Strife god tier. Lights Guardian, more Stormbox nerfs. Phantasmal Blade nerfs. Avenger set, super fucking buff for HP regen, no longer meme, question mark, and just the item stuff. The weapon is like way better now. It's solid. I already thought it was pretty okay. Pyrans, it lost damage on Mortar Trap, it gained damage on Fire Devastation, it gained some tankiness, and Mortar Trap got nerfed in general, we'll get to that. It's overall better, tankier, it's a more balanced set. Radagon's Folly needs to be tested. It's now Acid instead of Vitality. It makes Acid Sigil. I worry it's actually worse now than it used to be. It's going to have to be tested and see if someone can make it work. Codex of Agravix, really pushing the Scythe and Souls shit. Okay, I'm not doing as good on time as I thought. Fuck. 15 minutes speedrun. 15 minutes speedrun. We can do this. Rock Ice set. Needs to be tested. I don't know how to. It's getting buffed basically, but it still needs to be tested. It's a complicated new set. Rune Binder. The rune buffs are better now. Get some of their former glory back. Positive change. Sentinel of the Three. Skeptical, but better. I think the set needs more reworking than that. Targo. Really trying to make this shit work. It's definitely not meme tier anymore. It's going to be one of like the mid tier sets probably, unless Santai's willing to go way over budget on the stats these things can get. Cyclone set. It's really pushing the thermite mines. I really like that. Now that thermite mines are really fun to use, we'll get to that. It's great. Corvin Dune Fiend. Got some like more acid damage, shadow strike shit. Cool. Mage Slayer, cast speed, which Ignifar really needs. It's also good for Fast Cube. Happy, happy, happy. Venom Blade now supports Acid Bloody Pox Occultist. Hooray! We'll see if it actually works. Bloody Pox build, maybe? Void Soul set. I don't fucking know, man. That chaos shit's out of my ballpark. Trojan set. This shit is amazing. Go play a fucking Trojan Warlock. It is the best Trojan Sky Shard build you will ever have seen, ever played. Go play it. Occultist, Arcanist, Trojan set. Woo! Olzuan set. Nerf. Deserved. That shit was broken as fuck. It's still great. Still great set. Valgur's Hunger. Buffed. And Wendigo Totem's less of a meme. Good. Virtue set. Reduce the tankiness. That's fine. It's a powerful, powerful shielder set. Visor of Octavius. Reduce Fizz resist on the helm only. That's fine. The set's so fucking safe. It's not going to do much. I think Octavius is in a really fair place now. Void Soul. Still no. Chaos is not my ballpark. Epic items. God. This is how we do this. Ready? Everything that only gave like one shitty resist, like fire resist or cold resist or lightning resist, now gives elemental resist, pretty much. Some of them just got general buffs. Some of them got changes in resists. It's all like mostly buffs. And here's what you have to realize what that means. This is what it means, guys. Low-level epics are going to be much better to level with. They're not going to create so many fucking holes in your defenses anymore. It's gonna make capping your resists easier. And I think this is a positive change because a lot of epics were fucking memes. So it's great. And here's the crazy fucking part that I don't have the brain to decipher because I'm focused on legendary items right now. The mythical epics, the high-level epics, because they're going to be more robust in their resistances, some of them might be wearable in endgame builds, like mixing purples with a blue or two even. Who knows? They're going to have to be strongly examined. Some of these epics might actually be like endgame tier or do something niche that only they can do. It's really cool. Living Shadow, bleed damage reduced. Who gives a fuck? Blade Arc had an animation bug. I knew it! I was the one who knew! Anyways, basically, the animation speed was faster on two-handers than it was with one-handers. Whether you dual-wielded it or used the shield for some fucking reason, doesn't matter. The two-hander animation was faster, which actually makes the attack speed faster, because there's like animation delay between attacks. So that's actually a buff to one-handers, Targo set, everything. Canister Bomb nerfed, Flashbang buffed at low ranks, but ultimately the same. Mortar Trap nerfed. The big one, though, buffed. This is all good. Granado was buffed through Shadowy Blast. Thermite Mine, quality of life! It's fucking amazing now that you summon mines. It makes no fucking sense because mines are not a spell. You should cast them or set them down or something. But now they just spawn at your enemy. And you know what? It's a game. Who gives a fuck? It's fun and it's good. Vindictive Flame, health regeneration, creeping to the games, Anti's listening, slowly but steadily, I will have my way, you fuckers, and health regen will be good. One day, it'll take me 3 years, but I'll have done it. Olzuan's Wrath, increased base damage, okay. Sigil of Consumption, added Vitality Decay. I'm also really happy Vitality Decay is coming back into the game. Destruction buffed, fire damage. This was good. Sigil of Consumption was just kind of weak. I'm skeptical if this is enough, but, you know, it was enough for Trojan Sky Shard set, so who fucking knows? It's good. MRS's Blade Burst was buffed. MRS's Quick Cut is no longer a nerf to your DPS at low ranks. This was such a fucking meme, and now you can invest with it and be happy right from the get-go. Really happy about that change. Blade Spirit nerf, I guess it's just bleed nerfs. There's lots of bleed nerfs. There's lots of burn nerfs. Yeah, that's all you need to know. Phantasmal Blade Frenetic Throw nerfed. Lethal Assault slightly nerfed. That's fair. Shadow Strike buffed. You get 0.3 seconds off the cooldown. You get another 0.3 seconds off the cooldown from its second node. More damage, more AoE. Shadow Strike's coming back! Woo! Everyone's excited. After thinking about it a lot, since Fire's Might is so fucking low-key OP, the other mobility skill might as well be too, I guess. Nah, this is going to be pretty balanced. Primal Strike stuff, it's basically, you can ignore it. Torrent was buffed. That's all you really need to think about. Wendigo Totem, here's what you need to know. Increased duration, it's less annoying to use. You don't have to cast it as often. The healing was increased at the low level, but it ends up being about the same. You get more vitality damage out of them. They cast vitality damage, and they get vitality decay. Here's what's really important. Blood Pact. Now, the lifesteal you get is 100% chance. Consistent lifesteal. Wendigo Totems are no longer a meme for weapon damage builds. They will make your lifesteal crazy better. And they're just, and more buffs. Arcanist stuff. Arcane Will. Now the threshold 75%. Your DA is going to get buffed by this like constantly. People are sleeping on this thing. For Arcanists that have DA problems, it's not as bad a pick as people think. Yeah, you get bursted on the first attack, but once it comes up, you're fine. It's good that Arcanists are squishy and deal with that in non-generic ways, like just getting stupid amounts of armor and etc. I like just that they're glass cannons. Fabric of Reality. Fucking amazing passive. Multipliers to Ethereal and Chthonics doing damage to them. Fucking amazing. Scandra, it got elementals. It got the percent elemental damage from Overload, so now it does flat elemental damage and percent elemental damage in an aura. It's really, really good. It lets you focus on elemental damage if you want. And then Overload, which got Aether Resist last patch, now it got flat OA. Fucking amazing. Another top tier thing. Elemental Balance, which was already top tier because it had crit damage, now has elemental dot duration. Whatever, take it. Maven Sphere. Sphere of Protection. Remove the damage penalty. Every Arcanist build ever gets 5.56% damage back. You're going to do 5.56% more damage, period, because every single build that takes Arcanist takes the skill, period. End of discussion. Conversion, slow resist scaling, now match the other resist. It's an increase. That's really good. Slow resist is fantastic. Mental Alacrity. It's good. More cast speed. I think it's sort of... It's only good for niche spells, and I don't like the design of that, and I wish it was better. I don't have time to go into it. I went over. Fuck. 20-minute speedrun. We're doing this. Well, since I have 3 more minutes, I might as well get into it. Basically, the only reason people think Mental Alacrity is good is because some spells were designed to, like, basically fucking require it in a lot of cases. And so if you took away the really annoying energy costs for some of the spells, you'd realize that all this basically is cast speed. That's really all it is for a lot of people. So if energy costs weren't so prohibitive in certain cases, you could make a case that Mental Alacrity could deserve another stat. Reckless Power, increased flat Aether damage. The rest of it's a meme. More flat Aether, yay! Battle Mage, Krieg set, woo! Infernal Purge, you're not gonna, I don't know if you'll use Reckless Power on it though. Infernal Purge, increased, oh no, you have to, 'cause yeah, Battle Mage, oh my god, weird. Infernal Purge, buff, Ignifar buff. Rune of Hagrid, this is great. Reduce the point blank damage penalty from 30% to 25%. So it's a better nuke again. Maybe 20% is the sweet spot, but it's certainly good enough to use now. That terrible feeling that it was like kind of weak to use like as a nuke, that doesn't exist anymore. I tried it out. Harbinger of Souls added vitality damage. Oh, that's another thing. I'm just speedrunning the shit. Lots of vitality shit was buffed through vitality decay, through flat vitality damage stuff getting added in places. Really good. Vitality melee builds and range builds sort of suffered. Only caster builds were really working for vitality damage. Ascension, Oathkeeper nerfs. These are really good nerfs. I explain why in my other videos that if you disagree with this, you're a fucking retard. A big, big fucking retard. You can make a case maybe that the Celestial Presence nerf wasn't necessary. I strongly disagree. You can make a case that the Eye of Reckoning nerf wasn't necessary. I could get behind that. I could get behind that the sets were the problem and the weapon damage was okay. I really could. The Ascension nerf, no one minds, and no one's taking Ascension for the all damage. Shattering Smash, buffed. That's good. I like Shattering Smash. It's really cool. It's thematic. It's limited to shields, but it looks cool as fuck. So yeah, let's make it decent on some build. Tectonic Shift it just pushes like physical necromancer, oathkeeper, oppressors or something using fire's might physically. Oh, we're done. Yep. All right, just went over 20 minutes. Fuck, guys, this shit's hard. But basically, lots of good shit. And if you don't like it, you're a bad person. You're a Satanist. You're an animal abuser. I won't go farther than that. But yeah, you're real scum of the earth. If you look through all of this and you pick out the few little things that you don't like because your little emotional connection to one thing in the game is more important than everyone else's positive experience from these changes, then you're a big fucking dum-dum, a big stupid dumb shit fuck. And that's my speedrun. God bless America.